is the tension. Tension, tension. Pretending everything's alright is the tension.
Just a quick introduction of who I am. My name is Detention. I am currently the best ZOE in NA, and I was the best ZOE in NA in 2017 and 2018. I name changed, so if you don't recognize my name, you probably recognize my old IGN, which was Hillside Boys. But since the name has a lot of negative stuff towards it, I completely brand changed for Detention and looking to better myself for 2020. And this guide slash Bible on ZOE will be split up into 3 videos. The first video will be about hedging, and then it will be about the 4 core builds. And then from there, we'll do all of the matchups for ZOE, and then from there, we'll do the animation cancels for ZOE. This series will take a little bit longer for me to do because I was originally going to do this with a couple other ZOE players, but sadly they had other things to do and they couldn't follow through with it just because like their schedule was too busy. So yeah, it's just going to be me talking about ZOE for probably like around like an hour or so. So if you like ZOE and you want to get better at ZOE, I can help you with that. If you have any questions about ZOE, you can join my Discord. It'll be in the description below. And you can watch my Twitch, which is twitch.tv/detention. It will also be in the description. And yeah, that's pretty much it. If you really like ZOE, or if you just like mid laners in general, I am a Challenger mid laner on the NA server. I got Challenger in EU, and I've also got Challenger in different regions as well. And I haven't ended Challenger, but hopefully this year I can end Challenger, just because like I used to like have really bad mental, but I'm trying to fix it. So yeah, this is the start of the ZOE guide. This is how you hedge on ZOE, or the explanation of hedging on ZOE. You want to Q sideways, auto, Q, auto. So let's say, look, let me spawn creeps. Let me move the target dummy over here. So the purpose of hedging is just doing as much as harass as you can and not focusing on like long range Qs like this. I mean, obviously you look for them, but with Airy, you want to look for hedging. And electrocute you can, but it's more favorable for Airy because it's like short range Qs. So you go around the creeps, auto Q, auto again. And then if you want to hedge with your ultimate, you just do like a really fast Q. Like that. Or you can do like hedging Qs with your R. So you just QQR really fast. And yeah, it's pretty much hedging. But the concept of hedging is just doing as much harass as you can. So you just Q behind them or inside of them, auto, Q again, auto. But if you do it fast, it's like that, a little short burst. So yeah, that's an explanation on hedging. Let's talk about ZOE. So this is part 1. I'm going to be going over all of the champions that you see in this list right here. All of them, every single one, plus the runes you take, plus the blah, blah, blah. This means that you watched my video prior to this, which will be the prequel to this guide. So it will be the setup to understand what I'm talking about. Okay, starting off with the easiest of easy matchups. Oh, sorry, I'm removing this. Starting off with the easiest of easy matchups, like genuinely like the easiest fucking matchup ever, is probably Kale. So I didn't put Kale at the, I should have put Kale at the bottom of this list, but I fucked up. So Kale is probably the easiest matchup to shit on. So for Kale, you want to go either hedge build. So Kale, I'm going to be talking about, so I'm going to have timestamps for, wait, to preface this, I'm having timestamps for each single thing that I'm doing. So if you don't want to watch this entire thing, you can just timestamp it. It'll be in the description or in the fucking comments. I don't fucking know. So for Kale, you want to go hedge ZOE, and you want to prioritize harassing the living shit out of her. She is super easy to abuse early game until she hits 6. You can just pretty much run her over. I don't think she can do anything. If you get ganked by the jungler a lot, then if Kale gets a little bit ahead, you can just ask your jungler to help you. But I guarantee you, like, you'll be fine against Kale, even if it's like the best Kale in the world versus your like a new ZOE player. Just because the champion is super weak early game. And yeah, so the build is normally you just rush boots, and then you go straight into Ludens and the Lich, and then all you do is just keep killing Kale over and over again. So yeah, that's Kale. It's pretty simple, right? So next on the list is Vladimir. So Vladimir, there's two rune pages for Vlad that you can go into. The first rune page, yes, this will be on YouTube. The first rune page for Vladimir is, here it is. So this is for Vladimir if you're not comfortable with the matchup. So this is just a plain normal ZOE rune setup into Vladimir if you're not comfortable versing Vladimir / laning against Vladimir. So you have Taste of Blood to trade with him. You also have Time Warp Tonic and everything. And it's just a very nice way to deal with his like healing early game because you'll match it. And also just Vladimir's early game is real shit. And once you hit level 3 or level 2, you literally can 100-0 him. It's 100-0 him. In this matchup, you want to take Bubble level 2, and you want to threaten him with Qs early so you get him to half HP, and then land a Bubble, and then threaten to kill him when you hit level 2, because he'll already be half HP. So yeah, you want to prioritize that. If he gets really fed, build Morellonomicon and pray to Cthulhu that you can kill him, because the fed Vladimir is it's an L9 Kingdom for that one. Okay, so let's go to the next matchup, which is Cho'Gath. If you verse, so Cho'Gath, yet again, it's just Hedge ZOE. You just harass the fuck out of him over and over again. Like, you just harass the fuck out of him because like he can't do anything really since he's melee. I mean, depending on how good. I mean, I have laid against high elo Cho'Gaths before that aren't like grief, like they'll genuinely harass you and it's hard to get them out of lane because Cho'Gath's passive has a lot of sustain. So basically what you want to do is you want to prioritize all of your mana early on her, like I would say use about like 50% of your mana on harassing him, getting him a little low if you can, and then just go from there. If you can land a bubble, that's great. If you can hit level 3 and threaten to all in him, that's even better. So this is what I would recommend for the Cho'Gath matchup. And yeah. Next is Lysandra. So Lysandra matchup, there's two variations. You can go the Proto Cancel combo for Lysandra, or you can go for this variant. Yeah. So if you're new to ZOE, I recommend this for Lysandra, this setup with Time Warp Tonic. And if you're not new to ZOE, then I recommend the Nimbus Cloak Transcendence so you can get max CDR. Basically, how Lysandra, the way the Lysandra matchup works is that her cooldowns are extremely long, so you can harass her early game. You can use your long range Qs. You don't have to. You can short range Q if you want, but you don't want to risk being in her range of like fire. I mean, once her Q is a 10-second cooldown early game, so you just keep harassing her over and over again. So basically what you want to do is R forwards and bubble them, and then if they use their E, you just got like a 24-second cooldown. It's super long. And also like with the proto build, you can one-shot Lysandra before she can use Frozen Tomb. So this setup is probably the best way to deal with Lysandra / kill Lysandra. So I just recommend this variant. And also like these items up there are just like what like I build like normally. Like obviously if you need a Banshee's Veil, you have to get a Banshee's Veil. If obviously like something's fed or not, then yeah. So let's go on to the next person. So the next tier is skill matchups that are ZOE favored. So we're gonna start off with Ziggs. So the Ziggs matchup, believe it or not, that champion is really annoying, even if he's not played a lot, but there is some high elo Ziggs players that are kind of okay at him. I'm kind of okay, I mean like they're really, really good at Ziggs. So there's two ways you can play this lane. You can either try matching his poke and going Hedge ZOE, which is this, where you prioritize Lich Bane and Ludens, or you can do the Electrocute variant, which is straight trying to just one-shot him, trying to snowball. I'd say if you like look at what jungler you have and see if you can snowball through mid. Let's say if you like your bot lane is losing, then you can either like play hedge or not hedge ZOE. Hedge ZOE is more of like your own way, like your own poking. You're not really playing with your jungler. Electrocute ZOE with Proto is more about snowballing as fast as you can and getting your jungler to help you. Snowball to get Proto Belt into Ludens really fast. So yeah, so for Ziggs, and also for tips in lane for versing Ziggs, don't stand next to your creeps because Bouncing Bomb's radius is super big. Satchel Charge is super annoying when you portal jump because it can disjoint some of your skill shots. And watch out for his ultimate because when you are forward, he's gonna put everything right where you went back. So be careful. But it's yet again, it's ZOE favored. She wins it most of the time. And if you're new to ZOE, Ziggs might give you a hard time, but you'll end up winning. Next is Galio. So Galio, you can either do two things on Galio. You can either go this rune page, just because Galios tend to go Time Warp Tonic sometimes, or some Galios could just go Electrocute and then Sorcery. So it just depends on which one you want. This is probably the safest way to deal with Galio. Yeah, this is probably just the safest way to deal with Galio. And you just build normal. You can go boots into Proto, or you can go boots into boots into Ludens. So by the way, the items that there are not in order. They are not in order. They're just what you would build. What would you want to build? Okay, so that's Galio. Oh, and I'm sorry I'm doing this live, so I'm sorry there's no script or whatever. Playing against Galio should be very, very, very safe. Like, yet again, he can just sit on top of you with his jungler and just completely shit on you over and over again. But if it's just a one-on-one situation, it's super ZOE favored just because you can dodge most of his skill shots with your R. So yeah, so there's this variant that I would recommend if you're not comfortable versing the Galio matchup. And then there's this one, obviously, which is probably the most common way to do it. You could also go Hedge ZOE. You could, since he's melee, you can abuse him. But the problem with Hedge ZOE into Galio is that if you harass him too much, you pull attention to your jungler, and the jungler will just come and absolutely shit on you. So you have to be careful for that. So that's the Galio matchup. Okay, Corki. So Corki is, I'd say, a phase rush game. I know people are going to be like, oh, but Corki's so easy to deal with. Blah, blah, blah. But, yeah. So I go phase rush into Corki because of two reasons. One, Corki, it's super popular for Corkis to build the Tenacity runes since they do go Precision, and also they go Hex Drinker as well, and they go Mercury Treads on top of that. So it's super hard to kill Corki, and you're not really looking to kill Corki, you're looking to survive the lane. You can obviously shit on Corki, that's fine, but this is specifically for high elo Zoes if you're dealing with Corki. But if you're low, or if you think this like the Corki shit or anything, you obviously can go like this rune page, you can go Electrocute. But personally, in higher elos, would recommend Phase Rush just because usually when someone's picking Corki, they're looking to like just fuck with everything pretty much. They're just looking to like get a good lead and just start going. And also Corki recently just got buffed. So Corki is going to be very popular again soon. So, I don't know. Praise the fucking Lord Corki doesn't get popular because that champion is not. Okay. Okay. So that's Corki. Vigar. So the Vigar matchup, yet again, just a proto cancel. It's just a proto cancel matchup. You can prioritize Ludens first or Protobelt first. It's all about just one-shotting Vigar. You're just R-ing forwards for bubbles. You're just looking for something to get into Vigar's, like, you ult forwards and you be very cautious that you're not in range of Vigar's cage. And You can use your R to dodge Dark Matter. You can use your R to dodge Baleful Strike. You can use it to dodge a lot of stuff. So the main core setup, what you want to do against Veigar is just stop him from snowballing really hard, because Veigar is an extremely snowballing hard mage. And like I said, Electrocute is more about playing with your jungler and one-shotting people. So just ask your jungler to come and just shit on the Veigar. And if you can't do that, and the Veigar is giving you a hard time, or like the enemy jungler is coming in over and over again, so you should assess your jungle matchup. I definitely would recommend Phase Rush if it's a losing jungle matchup. If you know you're gonna get camped, then take Phase Rush. But if you're just normally, Electrocute into the Veigar matchup. Okay, next is Sylas. So Sylas has 2 variants. The best one to do against Sylas is probably Hedge ZOE. Also, if people don't know what I'm talking about when I say Hedge ZOE, I will be uploading a guide, not a guide, but like a short video on how hedging works. Hedging is just when you Q forwards, auto them, Q again, and auto them again. It's just a very simple like QQ. So the Sylas matchup, you want to go airy. You want to harass the living shit out of him. Level 1, you want to harass him. Level 2, you want to be very, very, very careful. If Sylas goes his E, you need to level up your bubble next. You can't level up W. Just in case he levels up E, or let's say if he starts Q, then you can go Q, and then if he starts E, you go E. But if he W's you ever, you go W. So, but the thing is, when Sylas is level 3, sorry if this is really confusing. If Sylas is level 3, he's gonna look for an all-in with you. If he has, also this is really important, if he has Conqueror, or if he has Electrocute, you can just abuse the living shit out of him, because all he is just straight burst. He has no tenacity from the precision tree because he doesn't have Conqueror. And also, his, like, the way he builds will be completely different. It'll probably be like Ludens or like Proto Belt or some shit like that, but it will probably be Ludens first if he goes Electrocute. So you can shit on Sylas with this rune page variant, but if Sylas goes Conqueror and starts he goes to Conqueror, he's gonna go Merc Treads. You want to not max your E second, you want to max W second, and just all rely on point and click damage that you can reliably hit on Sylas, and not relying on your bubble. Since it lasts such a short amount of time, there's no point of putting points into it. And oh yeah, this is the first variant of that matchup. And then obviously, if you're comfortable doing Electrocute into Sylas, that's perfectly fine as well. It really is just what you're comfortable with. Okay, Wukong. So Wukong is, it's a tricky one. So Wukong, I would recommend doing Hedge ZOE, but I know a lot of ZOE players that play into Wukong. They do either this page. Honestly, all of these pages are fine. It's all about your confidence or what you're trying to do. So the Wukong matchup, level 2 is just level 1. He's gonna E onto you and just harass the fuck out of you. So what you need to do is save your HP pots. Never use pots unless you're like under like 400 HP, because once you're under 400 HP, Wukong can just 100-0 kill you level 3 or 2. So you just have to be safe. So play safe, use your pots smart. Like if he's looking for an all-in, you have to pot up. And yeah, you can do Electrocute, you can do Hedge ZOE, you can do this. Yeah, I mean, you can do Timer of Tonic. Timer of Tonic is probably the most safest option to do if you're not really used to the Wukong matchup. But yeah, that's pretty much the Wukong matchup. He's just gonna look to cheese you, and if he gets really ahead, just buy his Zanyas and pray to Jesus, because you're probably just gonna die over and over again. Okay, Jace. So Jace is on the cusp of a skill matchup. Jace's all-in is very scary, just because To the Skies has such a high slow. So what I do against Jace personally is the Phase Rush variant. So if Jace initiates on me, I can sleep him, and then also a good tip, you never, ever, ever want to bubble a Jace unless he is queuing you. Once he's in his queue, in melee queue, like lunging at you, he cannot dodge your bubble. It's a free bubble hit. So if he jumps on you, you just proc this, you proc the phase rush, go out, look for a long range queue, and then go back in. So phase rush is probably my favorite one to do this in, but if you're in lower elo and you're not comfortable taking phase rush, or you think phase rush is not that good, then definitely just normal ZOE with like the standard like boots into Ludens into Morello, like you can just do standard stuff. So that's what I recommend for the Jace matchup. Oh, and also you just need to be very, 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 very careful about his poke later in the game. So if Jace, like if you and Jace are going even, probably would recommend getting a Seeker's Arm Guard early, but it all depends on if he's fed or not, or like what the enemy team has. Just like you know, use your brain. Come on, like just what. Sorry, whatever you think is best. Okay, now we're getting into skill matchups. Skill matchups are basically matchups where if both played properly, they can either go super well or burn into the ground. Like, burn into the ground, awful, like, sorry, someone just texted me. Burn into the ground, awful, it's terrible, and yeah. So, the first one we're gonna talk about is Zilean. Zilean, you have to do, sorry for freezing, you have to do a phase rush. I'm sorry, you just have to. Just because later in the game, if Zilean flash slows you, you're fucked, bro. Like, you're actually you're destroyed. So what you need to do is you need to just proc your, like, use your Q really fast, ignite them, and just throw a bubble. Even if it doesn't hit, it will proc your phase rush, and you just run the fuck away. But if you think you can take advantage of Zilean's early game, and you think you can take advantage of really, like, just you think you can kill him a bunch, definitely would recommend the Electrocute variant of this build. Just because the Electrocute variant is focused on one-shotting people, and if you can one-shot Zilean before you can click R, then that's fine. But in higher elos, most Zileans do not play, high elo Zilean players don't use their, like, even high elo Zilean mid players, they don't really use their bombs to, like, like, they're not looking to use their bombs that much. I mean, they are, but, like, not that much. What they want to do is slow you and then chain bomb you, and then you're fucked because you'll just be caught later in the game. So you want to focus on phase rush. But if you think you can kill him a bunch, then do Electrocute. Okay, Nico. So Nico's a bit tricky, kind of. She's not the hardest matchup in the world, but she's not the easiest matchup in the world. It all depends on the skill of the player. Also, Nico can block your paddle star with her her W, so you have to be cautious of that. And also, Nico's Tangle Barbs, her E, is very, very, very fast. When you click R, she can just aim it to where you were, and she can just kill you with her ult. So for this variant, I think the best way to deal with Nico is probably this, which is just normal Electrocute ZOE with Protobelt. If you want to go Protobelt, you don't have to go Protobelt in this matchup, but would recommend going Protobelt because most Nikos go Glacial, and you can use their you can just chain use their actives with Protobelt, so that's really good. But yeah, pretty much the Nico matchup is just being wary of her E's and making sure that you're paying attention to where your ult destination is going to go, because she can snare you very fast and just chain kill it. Like, she can just lock you down very hard and just kill you. So yeah. So for Annie, definitely 100% would recommend. Let me turn on the music. Okay, so Annie. Annie matchup, like I said, it's a bit tricky. So probably if you're new to ZOE, I'd recommend this setup, this rune page, where you prioritize trying to live versus her as much as possible, because Annie can threaten you early game with Qs, and also she can harass the shit out of you. Since Paddlestar is only 600 range and Annie's autos are super long range, she can just keep autoing you if you try to get in range to hit her with Q. She can also Q you a bunch of times to get you low and then threaten to stun you level 3. I just wouldn't recommend fighting Annie level 1. She has really high base HP, and also like her spells are point and click. Undodgeable. Later into the game when she gets tibbers, it's super irritating to play against. So Annie matchup is a bit scary, especially if you're new to ZOE. Like, she can just run you down if she's an experienced Annie player. But if you're experienced with ZOE, you should have no problem with this page. Or you can do a second page, which is this classic ZOE where you just go proto belt. Since Annie's usually do proto belt, you can do double proto into her. So, and also gives you good HP to sustain Annie's damage. So that's what I think about the Annie matchup. Oh, and also watch out for her tibbers. So when you are forwards, she can just E, get movement speed, and just walk up to you and kill you. So be careful for that. Okay. Next is Echo. So Echo, probably a hedge ZOE matchup, just because he's melee and like you can just spam the fuck out of your Qs over and over again to harass him. And also Echo's lane, like Echo's pressure in lane is super oppressive because you can click 2 Qs and just insta clear the entire wave. It's super obnoxious. So to combat that, you can just spam Q him as much as possible, try to harass him. And also Echo is a tenacity user. He does go Mercury Tread sometimes, and he also goes Proto Belt, so you have to be wary of that. And also make sure, I cannot stress this enough, if Echo E's you, wait, like if he E's towards you, wait until he jumps onto you to E, because he can blink over your bubble, so be careful. So hold on to your E. You can R forwards to look like to bait his E, and then you can bubble him. And also when you sleep Echo and he goes back to, like if he ults, he's still asleep when he ults. So keep that in mind. But yeah, Echo matchups, like super skill based. It's either the Echo can abuse ZOE and push her in and get a lead, or ZOE can get a lead and oppress him. So definitely would recommend the hedge page. Like I said, yet again, it's super hit or miss. So ask your jungler to help you if you can. And if you can't, well, good luck. Pantheon. If you verse a Pantheon, they're a crackhead. Picking Pantheon right now. But if you do verse the Pantheon, definitely would recommend this page for Pantheon, just because Pantheon will look to all in you early game, and you just want to survive it. Like with Time Warp Tonic and stuff, makes you kind of like you can burst heal yourself, especially with Taste of Blood. Also, I definitely would recommend just substituting out the magic, like the defensive rune. Just saying, to preface this, all the runes I'm talking about, you can substitute. The armor magic is at the bottom. So I would recommend this page. And yeah, I mean, Pantheon matchup is pretty simple. He'll just look to all in you level 2 or level 3. And a good thing for Pantheon is you want to bubble him, bait his E, and then R behind him, Q, and then pull the Q back. So like, it deals damage from behind Pantheon, so you can damage him. It's just about that. So, yeah. That's pretty much how the Pantheon matchup goes, and I guarantee if you verse the Pantheon, the player is either a one-trick or severely intoxicated for picking Pantheon. Talon. Okay, so Talon matchups are really fun, in my opinion. I think it's one of the most fun matchups to do. So the Talon matchup is the Proto-Cancel matchup. So this is like a staple. If you can consistently beat Talon's ZOE, that's a super good sign that you're getting good at ZOE. Because Talon player, especially good Talon players, will take advantage of the fact that ZOE is super squishy early game, and like they'll just spam their W's, and if they hit even like if you get to like 75% HP, they can just flash on you and kill you. In this matchup, you have to go bubble first. You have to let him push in. you take bubble level 1, and if he tries to jump onto you, you bubble him and run away. You don't look for Qs. You don't look to push. You just take bubble level 1 and then go from there. If your jungler wants to level 2 gank you, since you have bubble, you can kill him. Just don't look to push the creeps. You want Talon to push into you. And then later when you get items, you want to try to shove out Talon because Talon's just going to keep roaming over and over again. So you want to ping your teammates and be like, yo, can you please help me? Like, it's Talon. Like, he's going to roam. I can't stop it. I'm ZOE. Like, you can try matching roaming, but like it won't really work. Just stay mid and clear. But yeah, look for good opportunities to bubble him and be very, if he gets 2 stacks of his passive on you and you're 75% HP, you have to flash. You will die. So yeah, do this page and obviously substitute the magic resist with that armor. And yeah, that's what you need to do. Okay, Ahri. So a lot of people are like, oh, Ahri's bad, or oh, Ahri's that. I don't think she's that bad. For Ahri matchup, yet again, it's going to be a proto cancel build. Like it's just a standard page. Or if you're new to ZOE and you're not comfortable with doing the Ahri matchup, you can do this page as well. But definitely would recommend doing this page, even if you're not new to, like, if you're new to ZOE, you can still do this page. But yeah. So, sorry, I'm just turning on the music. For Ahri, you want to make sure when you are forwards, you want to auto her and then bubble her and just try to bait out spells. Because as soon as you come back, she's going to look for a charm to kill you. So you have to be very, very, very careful. And also when you're Ahring, it's enough time for like someone with a brain to click charm on you and just combo you 100 to 0. So you have to be very tricky with your R's. So you have to maneuver yourself in a way that you can hit her with a bubble where you don't get hit back. And in this matchup, if Ahri gets snowballed, she'll just fucking destroy you. If ZOE gets snowballed, she'll obviously destroy you because ZOE. So yeah, super hit or miss, like most of these matchups are that are in this category. So just be very cautious of her charms, and also make sure you can time the cooldown of her ultimate. Ahri cooldown her ult, I think, is like 160 seconds or some shit. It's super long. So if you get her R, you have to keep pressuring her with bubbles and stuff, and just keep constantly pressuring her. So yeah, that's the Ahri matchup. Akali. See, I would have put this one higher, since I know a lot of people are going to say Akali should be higher, or Akali should be skill matchup enemy favorite, or Akali should be that. But if you play ZOE well, you can abuse the fuck out of Akali, especially early game. So for Akali matchups, you want to do hedging, where you can just harass her, because Akali level 1 and level 2, she plays super aggressive. And you want to match that aggression with hedging, because her Q auto together deals like 170 damage. Zoe's Q auto Q, I think, deals like 100, I think like 200 damage, I think, with Airy plus like her 80 and stuff. So you have to just like match her aggression. And also, she's also a Conqueror user and also goes to Tenacity Rune. So if you don't think you can constantly kill her with bubbles, I definitely would just recommend doing Phase Rush. You can do Phase Rush into Akali just to run away from her and survive if you're new to the matchup. Or if you're comfortable with it enough that like you're not comfortable doing the playstyle of hedging, so you can do Electrocute if you want. And also I would highly, highly recommend going boots against Akali first, no matter what. So you would start like Corruption if you're going Time Rotonic, and if you're not going Time Rotonic, go Doran's, and then just go boots as fast as possible, just because it's the best buy to do against Akali. So yeah, and also when Akali's in Shroud and you bubble her, you can see where she is in the Shroud. And also, if she R's on top of you or E's on top of you, like if she E's you and is coming towards you, it's a free bubble. And then if she R's, you can just R to dodge her ultimate. So you have to keep that in mind. Now on to like it's it's the Zed matchup. So Zed is so much fun to play against, in my opinion. If the Zed is good and you're good as well, it's so much fun. So with the Zed matchup, you do this page, you rush Proto Belt, and you just want to hit level 3 and just, even Zed are going to try to do the same thing. Zed is going to hit level 3 and try to all in you, and you're going to do the same thing. And you just have to match it. If Zed Shadows, it is the exact same cooldown as Sleepy Trouble Bubble. So you have to go in. Like, you have to, like, abuse that. Like, ping your jungler, come be like, bro, his Shadow's down, or, like, R forwards and look for an R. Look for an E. And then, also, when you play against Zed, and you are forwards, Zed is probably going to look to dodge your bubble with his ult. So what you want to do is you want to ult forwards, and then bubble behind you. So when he pops out, it's just a free bubble and you kill him. And you go from there. So yeah, that's pretty much how the matchup works. And also if you're struggling, definitely would just go Proto Belt and then go Ludens. But if you're not comfortable with Proto Belt, or like the Zed is really strong, definitely Lost Chapter into Seeker's Arm Guard. And then you can go Ludens into like Proto if you want, or you can go Ludens into Zonias and then Proto, or like it's up to you. So yeah, that's that matchup. Now on to skill matchups that are enemy favorites. So I'm not going to go over these that much in depth because they are highly, highly dependent on how good you are at ZOE and how well you can survive versus these things. So Tristana matchup, definitely would go this for sure. I would go Time of Tonic and Biscuits, and I would go Taste of Blood with Electrocute. I would also probably go Boots and then Kindle Gem just for HP, or I would go Kindle Gem first just because I need to survive Tristana's Burst. And also into the Tristana matchup, you can go double armor if you're really, really, really scared of Tristana. And also you want to take Bubble level 2 just because if she jumps on top of you, she can kill you. And also make sure that you're not getting harassed by, like, you're not staying near creeps because she can harass you with her E. Yeah, again, it's super Tristana favored. She can just plow you down over and over again. If she gets fed, you have to just play safe. And if you see an opening, kill her, obviously. But definitely would recommend asking your jungler to come, R-ing forwards. Later when you play against Tristana, if you are forwards and you miss your bubble, she'll just jump onto where you are and just kill you. So you have to be very, very, very safe about that. And you have to just be very cautious. Can't stress this enough. Just please be cautious when you verse Tristana, because her damage is a lot higher than you think it is. Okay, Katarina. So Katarina, you want to do Proto Cancel ZOE. Katarina is also a champion that builds Gunblade, so you can use Gunblade against her. But the Katarina matchup is very, very hard if the Katarina is really good. Like, if she's really good, then it's super, super hard. Because, yeah, you can abuse her, but the thing is, if she just shumpos over your bubble or just shumpos dodge shit, like, you're fucked. So, in this matchup, you can do this, or if you're not comfortable with it, you can do this just to be safe. But the Katarina matchup, it's like I said, it's very, very, very stressful, because if she roams and gets kills, like, you're fucked. She literally can just plow you down. Best thing you can do is just ping that your teammates, like, Katarina can roam against me, I'm ZOE, like, I don't know what to do. Or like if Katarina gets a snowball early game, you just have to like play super, super safe. And if Katarina gets a snowball, just skip going Proto Belt and go Ludens, and then go Zonias or Banshee. Like, you just have to survive. Also, when you're versing Katarina, you want to try all-inning her level 3 if you can. If she shumpos on top of you, look for a bubble, and if there's any balloons, you can kill her. Like, if you get like a lucky like exhaust or ignite or like redemption, just you can kill her. Just be very, very, very careful. Her damage is very deceptive because of her like auto shampoo. Auto shampoo auto. She has like auto resets in her kit. So her damage is very, 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 very deceptive. And also take armor runes against Katarina, because Katarina will go like a long sword usually first. Or if she's a crackhead, she'll go Doran's shield. But she'll go long sword, and her autos deal so much damage, plus she has Conqueror. So yeah, don't go MR, because you're not going to be worried about her her spell damage early. It's mostly her auto attacks. So that's how the cat matchup goes. Twisted Fate. So TF, you want to do this page. You want to do this page, but instead of going Time Warp Tonic and Biscuits, you want to sub this out for Presence of Mind and the Tenacity rune. Just because you're versing TF, TF is a point and click stun. It's super annoying to play against. Like, he can just shut you down. He can shove waves in. I mean, you can harass him out of lane and like snowball, but yet again, TF is also a Tenacity user. He builds Mercury Treads. It's very obnoxious. He also builds a lot of HP, so it's hard to kill him. So the best way to first Twisted Fate is just try to like build as safely as possible. So you can go like Ludens, Banshee, and stuff like that. And then, or you can like rush Merc Treads against TF if you're not very comfortable with like dealing with that. It just depends on like what the enemy team has. Like if you're versing like an Elise TF, you have to go cleanse. Like you literally just have to go keep dying. So you want to just play to your strengths, as in like try to shove TF in, and if you can't, and if the jungler is pressuring you, just ping your teammates and be like, help. Like TF is a very obnoxious champion if he gets ahead, and he's super bad when he gets behind, but he's still useful because he has a stun card. So taking Tenacity against TF is very, very, very useful. So I would recommend this page, but substitute out you would go Presence of Mind and the Tenacity rune, plus you would go Mercury Treads if you were comfortable with that, but if you don't have to, you go Sorceries. So that's TF matchup. Okay, Lucian. Pretty much you just lose. I'm sorry, but Lucian matchup, you pretty much just lose. Yet again, you can go, it doesn't matter what the fuck page you're going against Lucian, whatever you're most comfortable with, because you're not really looking to kill Lucian, Lucian's looking to kill you. So, but in every page that I would, like, you can do all of these pages, but go double armor into this matchup. It's super obnoxious. And also, I would even recommend going fucking tabbies. Like, just be insecure. Like, try to live. Lucian's damage is so obnoxious, and also he can dodge your bubble. So if he sees the animation of that bubble, he can just dash away. He can build Hex Drinker. He can build Tenacity. He can go mostly Lucians go PTA, so they have the option of going the Tenacity rune against ZOE, plus they can go Mercury Tread, so it's very, very, very scary. But yeah, I mean, you can go to the Proto Cancel build, but I wouldn't recommend that. I mean, you can do it if you're like experienced, but I would just do Phase Rush and just fucking pray to God you can run away and play safe and farm. Okay, so Vel'Koz. Vel'Koz is not a difficult matchup, but he's very annoying if played properly. He just can't, like, he just plays really safe, and he can't really die since he doesn't put himself in harm's way. So into this matchup, I would recommend the Hedge ZOE page, which is this page, and also I would recommend this page as well. I wouldn't recommend going Nimbus Cloak Transcendence against Vel'Koz, because Vel'Koz's mana costs are super low, and also Vel'Koz's Q refunds his mana. Even if he Qs and kills 3 creeps, he gets an extra 100 mana, so he can just keep clearing over and over and over again. So, Time Warp Tonic is very good against him, and also Corruption Potion is good against him. So I would recommend going Corruption Potion. And you want to be wary of if you click R and then you bubble him, he can just E to where you your location was, and just 100 to 0 you. He can also aim his skill shots to where you're going to land, so you have to be very cautious about that. And also Vel'Koz is super immobile, so if you can land a bubble, he's pretty much dead, or he has to burn flash. So you just have to be cautious about that. And yeah, his damage is super high. Very immobile though. Just be very careful in this matchup. It can go very ugly very fast. He goes barrier as well, so it's super hard to burst him. And some Vel'Kozes can go Banshees, or if they're just insecure and it's an online kingdom, they can go Banshees. So yeah, Airy/Hedge ZOE plus Biscuits that also go Corruption Potion against Vel'Koz. You have to do it. Okay, Orianna, you have to go Phase Rush. It's so simple. Orianna's also go Phase Rush as well. And Orianna's harass is very, very hard for ZOE to deal with, because the mana cost of her Orianna's Q early game is 30 and Zoe's is 55, and like ZOE, like, she can just throw a Q out and then auto you with the Clockwork Wind, her passive Clockwork Wind Up, and just win trades for free. It's basically like whoever can trade the best. But I mean, you can go like I said, Phase Rush is probably the best in most situations, but you can go Hedge ZOE. I have done Hedge ZOE into Oriana and it's fine, but definitely would recommend Phase Rush ZOE. Phase Rush ZOE into Oriana because Oriana also goes Phase Rush as well. And like you can dodge her ultimate with Phase Rush. Like if you're trying to run away from Oriana later in the game, if you're trying to run away from her jungler, you can just run away. And also Oriana's as well like to go Cleanse. They like to go Tenacity Rune. They like to go Banshee. Like their job isn't to deal damage. Their job is to deal damage, but it's not like their priority. It's utility. So definitely would recommend. Also, for the Phase Rush build, you max W second and skip putting a point into your R. You put 5 points Q, you level up your R, you put 5 points W, and then level up your R again, and then you keep your R level 2, and then you use out all the points into your E. So yeah, I should have said that at the beginning. I'll put it in the comments as well. But yeah, that's the Oriana matchup. Just to go over it again, be very careful when she casts her Q. Be very wary that you can dodge her ultimate with your R. So if she keeps forwards and Rs, you can just R out of it, or you can R look into a bubble. And yeah, just be very cautious of her harassment. And yeah, that's pretty much the Oriana matchup. Okay, Irelia. Where do I start with Irelia? Irelia's love to go with the Tenacity Rune, and Irelia's also love to go Cleanse. They love to just like being Irelia. So you need to be very, very cautious when playing against Irelia, because if she goes Ignite, she can just kill you 100-0 level 2. And especially if you miss your bubble, you're fucking cooked, bro. So you have to be very careful of her stacking up her passive, and she can look to like double Q to a creep and then E onto you and kill you. So yeah, Phase Rush is probably the best bet. If she even hits stun you, just throw all your shit at her, proc Phase Rush, and run the fuck away. Because you're not going to kill her, and she probably has the Mercury Shred, Tenacity Rune, and Cleanse, and double MR, because Irelia players are super secure. Just be very safe. When she hits level 6, she has such huge potential to kill you. You also can R over her ultimate if you're skilled enough to do that. You can also R like sideways of her ultimate just so it doesn't hit you. You can also R away from her E's. But later into the game, Irelia's main core objective is to just like, even if you spam bubbles at her, it doesn't matter. It will last 0.2 seconds. It will do nothing. It'll be an inconvenience for Irelia and she'll still kill you. So max W second in this matchup. And I would recommend just going like Boots Rush into, well, you go Corruption into Boots and then Ludens, and then you just go from there. Like you can go like Zanias, you can go like you could go like a Fiendish Codex and then go Rabadons. You could do a Stopwatch. It all depends on what you want to do. But yeah, you have to go this in this matchup. I highly recommend it. Wouldn't go any other setup into Irelia unless you are a sadist. So okay, Azir. So Azir just got buffed. I don't know if it's a good buff. I don't know if it's gonna be like it looks good, like the stuff. And also there's a lot of high-low Azir players. What is that? Full Sand. He's really good at Azir. Body Those Fools is really good at Azir. FA Architect is really good at Azir. PS1 is really good at Azir. All those players that I've laned against as Azir, as ZOE, definitely would recommend just do this page. You do the proto cancel. But the thing is, instead of rushing Protobelt, you go Lost Chapter into Protobelt just because you have to deal with the harassment. And also he can constantly harass you with his soldiers. So I wouldn't be really looking to trade with him early game. I would be looking for level 3 all-ins with a Lucky Balloon. So you would want to like look for a bubble and then find a balloon and then kill him. And also Azir yet again is a Conqueror user because he goes, excuse me, I'm so sorry. He goes the Conqueror rune and goes Tenacity, the Tenacity rune. It's pretty cancer to deal with, but if you can play it properly and you can learn to not trade with him early and sacrifice a couple creeps and wait for your level spike to kill him, then you can kill him. And also ask for a jungle early. If Azir uses his E, he's very vulnerable early game. Like, you can take advantage of it. And you just want to press your advantage against Azir, because as soon as he gets a lead, or like he starts getting rolling, he'll just fuck you up. Especially the good Azirs. Like, I cannot stress this enough. I've played against very good Azir players that like I shit on in lane, and I didn't push my advantage hard enough, and they just came back and destroyed, like dumpstered me, because I like was fucking around. So yeah, be very cautious of that. Okay, Ryze. So the Ryze matchup, you either have to go phase rush, depends on what elo you are, but in high elo, I always go phase rush into Ryze, just because if I get snared, I'm fucked. Like, I'm 100% fucked. But in lower elos, like if you're below diamond, or like you're in like mid diamond or something, definitely would just recommend this page to do on ZOE. It's super good. It's super cookie cutter ZOE build. I would not recommend going protoball against Ryze. I would go Ludens against Ryze, and then I would go Banshee. And then I would also rush Boots first if you can afford it. But yeah. Ryze, you want to be very cautious of his ganks, because Ryze can just E and W you and just fuck you up. And also ZOE is not a side laning champion, and Ryze is. So you have to see what your team can do in order to help your side, like help deal with Ryze side laning, because ZOE is not a side laning champion. She'll just get absolutely dicked on over and over again. Ryze is stuff to run away. Ryze is stuff to do something, like to stop dying in the side lane, and ZOE is not. So you want to just be mid, keep shoving mid, keep clearing mid, and ask your jungler or like your bot lane to match Ryze, because you will never be able to match Ryze. Especially if he gets a little bit of a lead, there's no way in hell you can match Ryze. So the way to deal with him is, like I said, most of these matchups, you're looking for level 3 all-in. You want to like bubble him, and if there's a aggressive summoner spell early game, you have to just go for a kill. Like, even though he has teleport, you just have to get a little advantage so you can get like the ball rolling. So yeah, that's the Ryze matchup. LeBlanc. So people like, I've heard so many people that are like, oh, like LeBlanc ZOE matchup is so easy because she jumps onto you, and like, oh, it's so easy. But like, I've played against such good LeBlanc players that just shit on me. Like, easy peasy. Like, Bobkin, he's so good at LeBlanc. Like, I've played against him so many times. Like, I'll get like a kill here and there, but like later in the game, he'll just fucking destroy me. So, definitely, this is the LeBlanc. This is what you do against LeBlanc. LeBlanc runs the exact same runes that you do, and you can, like, you just have to hope that you can land a bubble when she distortions in. And also, when she chains you, you want to R away to break the chain immediately. And then out of lane phase, like I said, LeBlanc is a side laning champion. ZOE is not a side laning champion. You have to ask your jungler and your bot lane to play synchronized to deal with LeBlanc's side laning if she gets ahead. Because the thing is, once you get behind a ZOE versus LeBlanc, it's a fucking shit show. She can just keep killing you over and over again. It's very, very, very hard. You just have to be very, 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 very careful about how you do this matchup. So, to sum it all up, you have to do this rune page. You have to rush Boots against LeBlanc. You go Corruption Potion and then Boots. You can go Magic Pen Boots, but Boots. Do not go Protobell against LeBlanc. Don't do it. Go Ludens into Banshees. That is what you have to do. You cannot afford to go like Protobell just because it doesn't give you enough stuff to survive. You need the MR and you need the CDR from... even though they do give the same CDR and Protobell gives HP, Banshee's just way better in this matchup. So yeah, prioritize Boots, Ludens, Banshee. And this is this matchup. Also, R to break your chain, and that's pretty much it. Okay, this is a bum, Kiana. So the Kiana matchup, you can do Hedge ZOE into Kiana. You can try to harass her before she hits level 3, and when she hits level 3, you pray to the Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, because as soon as that champ hits level 3, her ass is fucking... I mean, your ass is yours, bro. So you have to be very, very, very careful. Yet again, substitute the MR for armor. Like, if she gets an early kill on you, just make sure you can deal with her by getting like a Seeker's Arm Guard, or just build accordingly to what you need. But for the Kiana matchup, you can harass her level 1 to 2, that's fine. As soon as she hits 3, she will look to kill you. she will look to E on top of you, Q, W, dodge your bubble, and then kill it, like Q you again. And then you'll be like 50 or like 40% HP, and then she'll flash on top of you and E you and kill you. So you have to be very, very, very cautious. This is a matchup where I recommend you can harass her, but don't touch the wave so you can get her to push, and then ask your jungler to just keep ganking her. And also it's another roaming champion, so you have to be very cautious. ZOE is not a side laning character. Qiyana is a side laning character. She is a roaming assassin that is very good at taking advantage of just being around the map, and ZOE is not that mobile compared to Qiyana. So you have to ping your teammates and be like, can you please help me? I can't deal with it. Like, I just need help. And if you can snowball against Qiyana, she can still kill you, so be very, very, very careful. She can just E onto a creep, R you to a wall, and just kill you. So be very cautious. Be wary of her her ult. You can R, when you're getting ulted by Qiyana, you can ult to dodge the damage of her R. There's like a split second where you can R, so just spam the fuck out of your R key. That's pretty much all the advice I can give in this matchup. And I would recommend doing the area matchup against Qiyana, but if you're new to the matchup, I just do this matchup with Time of Tonic and Taste of Blood. Okay, now we're into hard matchup territory. Hard matchups are extremely, extremely hard. Like, they're winnable. They're not like, oh my god, like fucking surrender, game's over. They're winnable, but it's just very hard. So Syndra, I don't know what to do. So Syndra, I would do this page. Like, again, it's like the LeBlanc page again. You just want to survive. Syndra's Q costs 40 mana, deals 90 damage, and it's a 4-second cooldown. You do not deal that much damage. And also, when you're queuing to Q the wave, it's a free Q because you walk in a linear line. You can't walk away to dodge it because your Q won't connect because it's based off of where you go. So it's very hard matchup, and she can threaten you early game. If you're not comfortable with this matchup, substitute Time Warp Tonic for the Tenacity Rune and Presence of Mind and go Mercury Treads if you're very scared of this champion. But if you're more comfortable with it, you can go Protobelt into this matchup. You also can go like Ludens into Banshees just if you're just not comfortable with it. But yeah, watch out for her Qs early game. There's a radius around Syndra that she'll look to Q you, walk into it, and then walk out. Walk into it, walk out to bait her Qs, and then you can see if you can fight her or not. Also, you need to ult to dodge her stun, Scatter the Weak. You also need to be very wary of that. If she has 2 balls on the floor and you're like 75% HP, she can 100-0 you. Also, when you are forwards, she can do her entire combo, stun you, and then when you come back to your like original place, you'll still be stunned. She can kill you. So you have to be very cautious of where you're from. I would recommend you hiding behind a wall, bubbling, and then stunning her, and then queuing her so she can't do her entire combo on you. So the Syndra matchup, this is pretty much how you play it. Just be very cautious. Dodge your Qs if you can. If you can't, you're gold. But yeah, just be safe. Okay, Heimerdinger. Heimerdinger pretty much beats everyone in lane. That's what the champion does. He just shoves all the time. For Heimerdinger matchup, you want to do this page. You want to do Protobelt into Ludens. You can also go Lost Chapter early if you need help doing mana. But yeah, he's just an auto shove champion. He can dodge your Q he can put a turret down to dodge it. He can also put a turret down to dodge your bubble. It's just very, very, very irritating to deal with. But it's not an unwinnable matchup. You can ask your jungler to come, and you should probably look to Q the towers before someone ganks you, so you can just stop the stop like the Heimerdinger's like just fucking you guys up when you gank him. Also pay attention to the little gears around Heimerdinger that shows how many turrets he has. You can also click on them and see if like he has that many towers, just in case like if you get ganked, he'll just tower and then ult tower, and then you guys are fucked. Also make sure you can dodge his E, because if you get stunned against Heimerdinger, you're doomed. Make sure you can R to dodge his rockets. Just use your ult to dodge skill shots, and also use your RE the most. You can RE bubble him, or you can RQ, but definitely this matchup, look to RE him and then kill him. And obviously look for long range Qs if you can. But yeah, that's the Heimerdinger matchup. Rumble. So Rumble like there's this guy named Went and he plays mid Rumble and he's super good at Rumble. And I've played this matchup against him like 4 times and each time I get shit on just because Rumble is extremely hard to kill since Scrap Shield, it just gives him so much HP, not HP, like the shield is really big, but for the Rumble matchup at high elo, definitely would recommend this page. Skip going Protobalt, go Ludens into Banshee, or you can do Hedge Rumble. I mean Hedge ZOE against Rumble, but I wouldn't recommend this if you're new to ZOE or if the Rumble is experienced. You don't know that since solo queue, but you just, if someone's picking Rumble mid, they'll probably know what they're doing. Or if you're just like new to ZOE, you just want to like live lane phase and not grief, I think this page is also good for you if you're lower elo or if you're just new to ZOE. And yeah, Rumble is also a champion that has very deceptive burst. If he lands an Electro Harpoon on you, he can Q Electro Harpoon Ignite and procs Electrocute and he can deal a lot of damage. So be very careful of his Electro Harpoon, his E. So you have to be also careful of the fact that his W gives him a big chunk of movement speed and a big shield as well. So he can dodge your skill shots with that. And also when you are, he's going to look to just R to where you are going to come back to. And then just 100-0 kill you. In this matchup, definitely would recommend long range Qs. Never RE because he'll probably dodge it. You can RE, but like it's not very reliable. But yeah, what I would do in this matchup, if I was versing Went or something, I would take this rune page and pray. If you're medium elo and you are experienced ZOE, do the Hedge matchup, Hedge ZOE. And if you're new to ZOE and you're versing a Rumble mid, do this. Okay, Xerath. Xerath is a very annoying character no matter who you're playing against because his range is so high. Early game, you're probably going to lose just because his, like he can just shove, and he can harass you as well. It's not unwinnable though. I just put him at hard matchup because he's super annoying to play against. Definitely would recommend into him is this page. Just the standard Protobot Electrocute. You can also just one-shot burst him. If you're just looking to all-in him level 3, just look for a balloon and bubble opportunity. Make sure you can dodge his mage chains, his stun or whatever. Also, make sure when you Q, you want to strafe to dodge his Q and then shoot it. So like you'll Q backwards, you'll wait to see if he's holding his Q, and then when he throws it, you can look to dodge it. Also, you can dodge his ultimate with your R, but be careful, as soon as you come back, he'll just R to where you like came from. This page is what I would do. If you're experienced with ZOE, if you're unexperienced with ZOE and you're just like you're getting poked out really bad, this is also, it helps you a lot with sustain, helps you a lot with getting poked out. But definitely, this is a matchup where you want Xerath to shove you in, and you want to gank the living fuck out of him. Buy pink wards, ask your jungler to help you, because the champion just is a shoving champion that is immobile, so you can just take advantage of that. So that's the Xerath matchup. Fizz. Fizz isn't an unwinnable matchup, but it's a very complicated matchup. So for Fizz, I would just recommend this page. You can, it's like, this page is the bread and butter for her, hard matchups, just because it's just so reliable, it's so safe. You can't die that much. Like, you have good healing, you have good sustain, you have good mana. But in this matchup, you want to rush boots first, and then if you're winning, go Protobelt. If you're going even, go Ludens, and then you can go Protobelt. But I definitely would recommend looking to get a stopwatch early, just in case if Fizz lands a shark on you, you're probably going to die. So you can substitute out biscuits for stopwatch if you want. Just be very cautious of that. So the Fizz matchup, he's just going to look to all in you. And also, when Fizz Qs to a creep or Qs to you, you can bubble him, but he's going to look to E right after it is done. So what you can do is if you're not fast enough to react to his Q, you can Q him and it will bait his Playful Trickster, and then when he lands, you can use your E. Or you can just, if you're fast enough for your actions, you can just do that. So that's what I would recommend for that matchup, the Fizz matchup. Pyke, You will never kill him. It is Pike. He will just heal up. And if you kill him, congratulations, you're versing an idiot. So for the Pike matchup, you just want to go this page. You just want to get your items, farm you can. I mean, you can poke him if you want, but it's not going to do anything because it's Pike. But you can kill him if you get a bubble onto him, because the proto cancel combo, the proto cancel build is all about one-shotting priority targets. So if you land a bubble on him, then you can do it. And yeah, the Pike matchup is pretty much that. The only reason why I put him in hard matchup is just because he's mobile and he's super, super hard to kill. And if he gets snowballing, it's doomed. So you also this is a really good tip. When Pike Qs you, you can R to cancel the pullback, which is a really good tip. So let it hit you and then R. So you can cancel it completely. So he'll just waste his E or he has to burn flash. And also you can ult to dodge his ultimate. So I would recommend doing that. Also, when you're playing against Pike, you want to R forwards, auto, and then bait his E. Or you can R forward and then E him. And also you can look for long range Qs if you want, but the thing is you're just going to heal up because it's fucking Pike. So yeah, and also you take the armor thing into this as well. Okay, Diana. So I would only go face rush against Diana just because like you literally cannot kill her. I mean, you can go hedge ZOE into Diana, but I definitely would not recommend doing it, especially if the Diana has Conqueror and she's gonna go Rod of Ages first and all of this. It's just a hard, heavy like HP. You cannot kill her, and also she has the Chastity Rune and she goes Mercury Treads. So with Diana, you need to go phase rush to survive Diana because she will all in you. It will be very hard to deal with. I mean, you can go electrocute, but like I don't think it's that very good into Diana. But yeah, phase rush. Be very cautious of her Q. If she can Q to a creep, so she can Q the wave and then Q to there and then E on top of you and then WQ you and you'll die. So you just want to watch the cooldown of her Q, and also if she uses her E, it's like a 26-second. It's super long. So if she uses that, you can just look to an opportunity to kill her. And also, yet again, Diana is a split pushing champion. ZOE is not a split pushing champion. So you have to ask your jungler to help you because your ass will not be able to match her. You have to stay in and clear. So you have to ask your bot lane, your jungler, to help you with Diana pushing because you cannot match it. Because you will just get towered over and over again and it will just be really bad. So I'd recommend doing this. And also, I would recommend going Boots, Ludens, Banshee against Diana. Victor. So there's pretty much only 2 good Victor players on this fucking server, on the server I play on, which is NA server. Zane Prodigy is probably like, he's like a diamond or low masters. I don't know what he is, but like he's a high low Victor player. Dunn is a challenger Victor player that is extremely good at Victor. He like by far the best Victor I've ever seen. He's super, super, super good. And also he's really nice. You guys check out his stream. Every time I play with him, I just give him mid and he usually carries. He's really reliable. So against Victor, I would recommend doing this page. This page is definitely probably the best to deal with Victor just because her ass is point and click. His kill shots are very fast. And also Victor is the type of champion that can go phase rush as well, so we can run up to you really fast. Or he can go area and poke you out, or he can go electrocute for burst. But definitely in this matchup, do this page, and you can go proto belt. If you're winning, go proto belt. If you get an early kill on, but Victors normally go cleanse against ZOE, so it's kind of worthless to go proto belt in this matchup, just because like if you bubble someone, they're just gonna cleanse it. So you can just do Boots into Ludens into Lich. You can go Lich in this matchup if you want, or you can go Banshee and Rabadons. But yeah, that's pretty much the Victor matchup. Be very wary of his lasers. Be very wary of his Q. And also, if you are towards Victor, he can just walk up and place Gravity Field there, and your ass will get stunned unless you flash, because they buffed the fuck out of that spell. So be very, very, very careful of that. That's pretty much the Victor matchup. It's very, very difficult if the Victor is very skilled. If the Victor is not skilled and you're playing at lower elo, you'll probably beat him Just because if you're experienced in ZOE, you'll probably beat someone that's not very experienced on a hard champion like Victor. So, okay. Kassadin. TLDR, dodge if you can. Pog. You can dodge. Or you can play it out. But against Kassadin, you would do Hedge ZOE. So, Kassadin matchup, you want to do... So you want to go boots, or okay, you can go boots first, or what I do against high-elo Kassadins is I go Lichbane first, because Kassadins will go Tenacity Rune, and they'll also go Mercs, and the thing is, they'll also have double MR runes as well. If you go Lichbane, you can weave your autos in, you'll deal a lot of physical damage against Kassadin. So in this matchup, it's super good to do that against Cass, because you'll just Q, auto, Q, and that's two. Like, your Q can proc Sheen twice. So you get 200 physical damage on each auto. So, like, it's crazy. Like, you can just push him out really hard. You can deal with him. And also, I can't get your jungler to gank this motherfucking champion. You have to sit him behind. And also, Kassadin is a split pushing champion. You can match Kassadin in a lane if he's super weak. But have your jungler and your top laner just... defecate on this character. If you do not do that, you don't end the game quick, he will just run you over the entire game. He will just fuck you up. That's why I put him there, up there. But yeah, just be very, 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 very careful against Cass. And go Lichbane. I mean, not go Lichbane. You just leave it there. You just get a Sheen and you leave it there. And then you go Ludens. So yeah, that's the explanation of this matchup. Okay, Cassiopeia. If you don't go phase rush against Cassiopeia, you're hard fucking trolling. This champion is so obnoxious to deal with as ZOE. She can miasma you when you come back and you can't flash away. She can R you when you R forwards and you're stunned, and then miasma you when you come back. It's super, super hard to deal with. But I have versed high-elo players that do main Cassiopeia, and I have done this rune page, and it has helped a lot. So definitely would just recommend doing this page. Also, 100% in this matchup, you have to rush boots to dodge her skill shots, just because it's Cassiopeia. Her skill shots are very fast. ZOE is a fast character, but she's not the fastest character, so you have to get boots to deal with Cassiopeia's harass. And also, never, ever, ever fight Cassiopeia level 2. You will die. You will die level 2. Don't fight her. Okay? Also, Cassiopeia's take cleanse, and they also take teleport. So even if you kill her, she'll just TP to lane, or she'll cleanse and get away for free. So, also, if she takes cleanse, ignite her first, wait for her to use cleanse, and then bubble. Or, you know, vice versa. You can bubble, she'll use cleanse, and then ignite her. Just depends if you can kill her or not, if you have enough damage to. So, yeah. Cassiopeia matchup, you have to go phase rush. You have to do boots rush into Ludens, and you can go... Lich, but I definitely would just recommend going Banshee, Zanyas, and then Rabadons. That's how this matchup works. Okay, so now we're getting into very hard matchups / with dodge. Okay, so Yasuo. Yasuo is not an unbeatable matchup by any means. I put him here because if the Yasuo is super good, like if he's like Rapoba or some shit, he'll make you a new one, if you catch what I'm saying. So against Yasuo, you want to do Hedge ZOE. Just because this build is all about auto weaving, and Zoe's and Power's autos go through Wind Wall. So you can fight Yasuo level 1, but if he starts E level 1, there's no way in hell you can fight him. Also against Yasuo, you want to take W level 2. Do not go bubble against Yasuo level 2. You will die. It will not matter. It's just worthless. You want to try to get a balloon as fast as possible early game so you can 100 to 0 him as soon as you hit level 3. Later in the he's a split pushing champion. Zoe's not a split pushing champion. You have to farm in. You have to get people to deal with Yasuo in the side lane. If you get behind, definitely would just recommend getting as much CDR as possible and stop maxing W. Just prioritize bubbling and just. Yeah, in lane, you want to just wave Qs against Yasuo. You want to R forwards to beat his wind wall. And then if he wind walls, then you can R forwards again because the wind wall cooldown is very long. You can R forwards, bubble him, kill him. Or you can also you can R forwards, just proc his shield, which is really good. Or you can just tap your Q really fast to deal with his shield. But definitely would recommend doing that against Yasuo. Please, I cannot stress this enough. Please, please, please be very, very, very careful of his level 6. It's very deceptive damage. And also when he gets his boots, full boots on Yasuo actually does a lot of damage. Like if he gets like 2 daggers and like Berserker Greaves, he'll have his I think he'll like, I don't know, I'm not a Yasuo player, but I think like that's when the Q gets like reduced the most. So like it's a very fast cooldown. And also Yasuo is a tenacity user. He does the code with the tenacity rune. So be very cautious of like landing bubbles. Before the game starts, you should look on OPGG and see if he has a tenacity rune. If he doesn't, then make sure when you're bubbling him, you have time to hit him with the Q. But if he does have the tenacity rune, then you don't have enough time to hit him with the Q because it's going to expire too early. So yeah, that's what I would do against Yasuo. Okay, Anivia. There's 2 good Anivia players in the server. Is DJ Yasin. I don't know his Twitch is, probably just DJ Yasin, LOL. And there's Froggen. Obviously, you know Froggen he's a pro. Anivia is a character that I've just always hated. It's personally, I just really hate versing Anivia because her wave clear is super obnoxious. And, yeah, it's just really, really obnoxious. Very, very hard to deal with. So against Anivia, I would just do Phase Rush because if you get stuck in that her ultimate, and if the Anivia is good, which if someone's picking Anivia, they probably have played her before. So her slow and her ultimate gets super heavy if it fully gets charged. So you want to proc Phase Rush and get the fuck out. So you can also dodge her Q as well. You also want to call for a jungler to help you since she's an auto-shoving champion. You want to abuse her early. Try to get her egg down early and just oppress the living fuck out of this dumb bird bitch. Get her to be underfed. You need to get your jungler to help you. You can solo kill her early if you get a lucky balloon drop. That's fine. But you need to get help in this matchup. That's all I can say. Just please, 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 please get help in this matchup. It's very hard to win. If she goes even with you, she'll just get Rod of Aegis or like she'll go Seraph's Embrace and then she'll go like Banshees or some shit and it's so hard to kill her. It's so hard to kill her. So in this matchup, you want to go Boots Rush. Always Boots Rush against Anivia. Never go Lost Chapter. Always Boots Rush against Anivia. Let's go Boots Rush into Ludens, into Banshees, into Rabadons. You just want to have as much damage as you can and pray to fucking God you can kill this dumb annoying bird. And the Anivia players that are really good, I hate you because I hate that champ. Not really, but okay. Lux. So no one really plays Lux, but Lux is very, very, very hard to kill. That is why I put her up here. That's why I would recommend dodging, because Lux is a champion that nullifies who she plays against. It's very hard to kill Lux. She goes barrier. Sometimes she also goes the tenacity rune with presence of mind. And also Lux is a champion that prioritizes CDR, so she does build Banshee's Veil very often as well. So for Lux, I would recommend doing this map, like the Proto Cancel. You can also do Hedge ZOE, but I definitely would recommend this. If you're new to ZOE, like I said before, this is just your bread and butter page for ZOE. This is what you should do. Yeah, that's pretty much what you should do against Lux. And this is the page that I would recommend. When you're versing Lux, if you can get her barrier down early, if she goes barrier, you can just chain kill her. But if the Lux is good, you can just take advantage. Like, if the Lux is good, she'll take advantage of when you portal jump forwards, she'll snare you into an ER combo. So you have to be careful of that. So when you are forwards, that's a free snare for Lux. She will hit you with a snare if she is skilled. If she doesn't have the skill cap of Potato, she will hit her Q. And then she'll combo you. So later into the game, Lux and ZOE have very similar playstyles. Land one skill shot, 100 to 0 ult them. Very similar playstyles. So definitely would recommend asking your jungler, like if you get her flash early, camp the fuck out of that bitch. Like dive her, like just, it's Lux. Just, she's a summonerless Lux. Just keep killing her over and over again. But if you go even and your jungler doesn't come and help you, like she can just, it's like an Anivia, she'll just be null, wave clear forever mid, and then when she has enough items, she can just snowball the entire game. If you're scared of Lux, you can go Mercury Treads. If you're also really scared of Lux, you can go the Chance Room, but I wouldn't recommend doing that. This is what I would recommend doing against Lux. Also, there's like a couple other Lux players on the server that are pretty good. Yozu, he streams on Twitch. You can go watch him. He's probably the only Lux player that I can think of at the top of my head. Gangplank. So Gangplank is a matchup that is... It's Gangplank. So like, I would go Hedge ZOE. I would go Hedge ZOE. If the Gangplank is, if this was a lower ELO game, I would go Hedge ZOE. But if I'm playing against like Solar Baka or TC Porsche, like my ass will lose because their Gangplanks are Smurf and they're very good at that champion and they know what I can do. So I would go Phase Rush against Gangplank if it's a higher ELO game and the Gangplank is very, very, very skilled. So you would just use this page, you would max W second instead of bubble because Gangplank can just orange your bubble and it's worthless. And the cooldown of oranges is super short later in the game since Gangplank prioritizes CDR. It is not a good idea to max bubble against Gangplank, is a waste of time. But yet again, Phase Rush if you're high elo, and if you're low elo slash like insecure with the matchup, you do Airy. Also, you want to go double armor runes against Gangplank because Gangplank's parlay harass early game is so hard to deal with. Gangplank usually wins a lot of matchups top just because it's Gangplank, but like his Q harass is super hard to deal with because it's very fast. It's a short cooldown. It costs a lot of mana for Gangplank, but Gangplanks go Presence, not Presence of Mind, Corruption Potion. So in those matchups, be very, very, very careful of just of that. I would just be very wary of him harassing you to death. And also, if you go even with Gangplank, he'll just side lane and fucking destroy you because he'll just gain all these items. And yet again, Gangplank, like I've said multiple times in this video, Gangplank is a split pushing character. He will destroy you in a side lane. You cannot side lane versus Gangplank, so you need people to help you with dealing with the champion. So you have to get your jungler to come. You have to get other people to come, and yeah, you just have to help. You just have to ask for help in this matchup. And also be wary of Gangplank barrels. Also, a good tip to counter Gangplank in this matchup is that you can, when Gangplank puts a barrel down, your auto is instant with your passive, more sparkles. So if he puts a barrel down, you can just Q really quick and then auto it. Like it'll break the barrel. So you have that in mind. Just keep that in mind against Gangplank. Overall summary of it, be wary of his barrels. His Q house early game is absolute cancer. If you're versing a Jesus Gangplank player, it's doomed, dodge. But if you're lower elo and it's like just a random Gangplank mid player, then you can probably beat them if you're experienced with ZOE. Okay. Asol. Dodge. Okay. Malzahar. So the Malzahar matchup you can win. I definitely would recommend doing this page into Protobalt just because you can Protobalt his creeps and it will kill them when you do it. Also, you can Protobalt to proc a shield. You also can R forward to proc a shield. It's not an unbeatable matchup. It's just super obnoxious because he just shoves the fuck you in. It's the same thing as Xerath. He's an immobile mage with a lot of harass that has low mana cost. He has mana refund. He can just constantly shove you in, and he also takes teleport as well. And also, in this matchup, you can take teleport. You also could take spellbook if you wanted to. Would not recommend doing that. Yeah, you can just prioritize Protobelt, or you could, if you're having trouble matching him with mana, you could skip boots, which I rarely never do. But in the case that you're like you need to stay in lane, you can go Lost Chapter into boots, into Ludens and Banshee and skip Protobelt. But if you want to do the Malzahar matchup right, definitely would recommend go Protobelt first if you can. Also go Corruption Potion. It's going to help you with Malzahar's sustain. And yeah, that's pretty much how the Malzahar matchup works. I mean, if you are forwards, he can ult you, he can suppress you, so be very cautious of that. later in the game. I know there's like a tether range where it breaks, but even I think it's just the same range as like portal jump. So when you are forwards, he's probably gonna look to ult you. And also you need a ward. When Malzahar hits 6, he's going to ask his jungler to come so he can 100-0 tower dive you or some shit. Just because Malzahar is a popular champion to do that, so you have to like ward certain areas so you don't get ganked. Just because Malzahar is level 6, it's like you click R and it's a free kill. And yeah, that's pretty much the Malzahar matchup. So this is the end of the video. Thank you guys so much for watching it. I'm gonna have another part of this guide that will be coming out later in January because I'm actually going to Korea on the 15th, and I will also be going to 5 other regions, and I will be proving that I am one of the best ZOEs in the world, hopefully. So I'll be doing Korea, NA, Europe, Japan, Australia, and then China. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This has been the Matchup ZOE Guide, and yeah, thank you guys so much. Hopefully I can make more YouTube videos. If you're interested in me like watching my stream or like anything like that, just let me know. But yeah, my name's Detention, and that's pretty much it. Bye.